Hello English language learners, welcome to English Teacher Tim, where I teach you English a little each day. Today we are going to look at the phrasal verb take off. Now we're going to do two videos on this phrasal verb because there are a lot of meanings. But today we are going to look at the meanings that are mostly the opposite of put on, of the phrasal verb put on, which we talked about in another video. You can go watch that video if it would help you, but you don't have to. You can just watch this one if you'd like to get started here. I would encourage you, I'm going to say pause and try in some places in this video. Pause the video and try to say some of these things out loud. It will really help you master the use of this phrasal verb. So the first meaning that we are going to look at is taking something off of a surface. We talked about this in the video for the phrasal verb put on, how we put things on a flat surface. So I put the pen on the book. I take the pen off the book. I put the book on my table or on my desk, and I can take the book off my desk. So that's the first meaning, to remove something from a surface. Now, let's pause and try with this question. The question is, you have somebody coming over to your house and you need to take some things off of your desk to make it neater or cleaner. What things will you take off your desk? By the way, please notice that we have to separate this phrasal verb. We take something off the desk. That's how you'll answer the question. So, what things would you take off your desk if someone was coming to visit you right now? Well, if I had to make my desk neater or cleaner, I would take my books off my desk and I would put them on my shelf. I would take my phone off my desk and I would put it in my pocket. I would take my pencils and pens off my desk and I would put them inside the desk, inside the drawer. So, those are some things that I would take off my desk if I were cleaning my desk up. The next meaning of this phrasal verb take off is also the opposite of put on, and it has to do with our clothes. Just like we put on a jacket, or we put on a shirt, or we put on a hat, we would also take off a hat, or take off a jacket, or take off a shirt. So I want you to imagine that it is a cold winter day and you have put on a jacket or a coat or a hat or whatever you put on to go outside in the cold. Now you're coming back inside. What things will you take off? So I would take off my hat, I would take off my coat, and I would hang it up in the closet. And I would take off my outside shoes if I came back inside from a cold winter day. Now, there is another meaning to this phrasal verb that has to do with removing something that is connected. Remember, put on had a meaning of connected or attached to. So I could put the cap on the pen, but I can take the cap off the pen. I have some paintings on the wall behind me. I put those paintings on the wall, but I could take them off the wall. So notice that we separate this phrasal verb. We say, I put the painting on the wall, and I take the painting off the wall. So I want you to pause and try this right now. Imagine that somebody is coming to your house and they are going to paint your room. Now, you need to take things off of the walls so that they can do their job and paint your room. What things would you take off your walls? So if somebody were coming to my house to paint right now, I would take these pictures off my wall. I have a clock on my wall. I would take the clock off my wall. And I have a mirror on my wall, and I would take that mirror off my wall so that they could paint and do what they need to do. There are a couple of other times that we use this phrasal verb take off. One of them is when we go to a hair salon. The hairstylist will ask you, how much do you want me to take off? And you would answer, take off 2 inches, please. Take off 3 inches, please. You're telling them that from my hair, I want you to cut off or take off this much, or this much, or this much. You can even show them with your fingers and say, take off about this much, please. So that is a very common case where we use this phrasal verb. Another time that we use this phrasal verb is in conversations about negotiating for a price. Let's say that you're interested in buying a car and the person wants $10,000 for that car. Well, that seems like a lot of money to you, and so you say, I'll think about it. That person will say, wait, I'll take off 10%, or I'll take off $1,000. It means they will remove that amount from the price of the car. I will take off 10%, or I will take off $1,000. Now, there is one final one I want to show you, and that is when we go to a restaurant. Sometimes we have to ask the server to take something off of our bill. Maybe they put something on there that shouldn't be on there, or maybe you weren't satisfied with something and so you want them to remove it from your bill. For example, let's say that I drank water at the restaurant, but I get my bill or my check and they have a charge for wine on there. Well, I didn't drink wine. I would ask the server, can you please take this off my bill? So those are a few of the meanings of the phrasal verb take off. We will look at the rest of the meanings in the next video. I do want to encourage you to go to my website. I have a sign up for a weekly newsletter. I will send you advice and hints on learning English a little bit each day. And also please go to Facebook and look up English Teacher Tim. You will find our conversation community where you can join and I will ask questions and you can answer them there on Facebook and I can give you some comments about your English. Thanks so much for watching English Teacher Tim. Have a great day.